sunshine, move on, that feels so good to me. Get up, sunshine, move on, bring back good memories. Get up, sunshine, move on, that feels so good to me. The way you move, babe, the things you do, oh so square.
Good morning. Your weekday kickstart is here. It's time to live, impact, value, and engage heart first. It's time for Live at 7:55 with Mitch Taylor.
Good morning. Welcome to Live at 7:55 for this Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. Hard to believe we are already a month and a half in. Crazy. But that's the truth. Good morning, Brian Harris. Good morning, Wes. Morning, Bob. Wilfredo. Good morning, sir. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Didn't Al Roker say that back in the day? Today, we're going to be chatting more about feels greater than money. More after the break. Walter and Kevin Porter as well. Yes, DJ NTV show coming up next week. In fact, next week at this time, the How to Overcome the 7 Hurdles We Face in Business seminar will be done. We'll know which 3 people have voted on because I'm doing something that has never been done. To my knowledge, it hasn't been done yet at a DJ conference. We're allowing you to vote specifically on which topics you want to hear in that seminar. And then those that want the other 4 topics can join us in the masterclass the next day, starting at 1 o'clock. So it's going to be great. Looking forward to that. I've got to do my rehearsal and prep for that here in the midst of contractor chaos in the background going on right now here at the house. So morning, Wayne. Good morning, Wes. 6 inches of fresh snow. That's awesome. Daniel Miller. Good morning, sir. So today we're talking about feels greater than money. This to me is an important topic. And you may think, what feels greater than money? Like, I like money. Money's awesome. And yeah, I agree. Money is great. But still, your impact on someone else's life should be greater than the money you receive. Right? We always say that in business. Oh, we strive to give you more, or we want to exceed your expectations. How often do you really exceed someone's expectations? Most businesses try to just get by on meeting expectations versus exceeding. And to me, when you create a feeling in someone else, yesterday, for example, I actually did a meeting. We had chaos here at the office, literally where the office client area is like a utility closet where, I've got my hot water heater and all that stuff, right? So they literally are remodeling that right now at this point. So I couldn't have client meetings here. So I had to go to the local Starbucks, which we just got like 2 years ago. And so I sat down with the groom and the bride. We're at Starbucks. We're talking about their wedding. We're planning everything out. And the groom is so timid and shy and just, I could hardly hear him. He's really soft spoken. I'm like, I am not connecting with this dude at all. The bride is very, pleasant and open and totally conversational and great. Morning, Matt Radicelli. Hope all is well. Congratulations to Amy. And so we're sitting there talking. And we got to the topic of mother-son dance, and you all know how passionate I am about, those moments, father-daughter, mother-son, first dance. I know Mike Walter remembers a seminar I did in Las Vegas at Mobile Beat years ago that touched him about father-daughter, mother-son dances. And so the groom all of a sudden, as I started having that conversation, starts to well up, and I can see it. I can see him starting to well up. And she leans in and says, should I tell him? And the groom nods his head yes. And he lost his biological mother when he was just 5. And everything that they use the term real mother. I'm just quoting them at this point. To me, it's biological mother and your mom, if you will, or the one that raised you and put up with your, for however many years. But, he's like, she's made so many sacrifices, not having children of her own, stepping into a family that already had kids, making a personal life decision to not have kids of her own blood and accept him and his siblings as her own children. That's a sacrifice that a person makes for love, for being in love and being with that partner. So that's what I'm talking about. You may think feels greater than money, and it's just, I'm going to go to Vegas and blow money and, whatever that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you create in someone's heart, what you create for an emotion in a moment, and how you impact someone's life. I guarantee you that couple, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I guarantee you that they're still thinking about that conversation today. And that's impact. So how can you do that in your own business? How can you have that impact? So I encourage you to ensure that you, are having those kinds of conversations versus just glossing over, all right, so what song do you want to play? Okay, and then what song is next? Stop treating it like a checklist and start treating it like it matters to them, because it does. Stop treating it like a checklist and start treating it like it's important, because it is. It's so important. So that's my ask for you today. Good morning, Neil. Is that you really focus. Good morning, JDUs. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning. You really start getting deeper in your questions and your conversations with your client. I can't stress that enough. It's important. So anyway, have the conversations. Go deeper than just checking off a box on your playlist. Check in with their mind and see how they want to present each moment that you're a part of and that you can create for them for their event. Whether it's a wedding, a mitzvah, a quinceañera, it doesn't matter. I got a call for a quinceañera up here, believe it or not, literally just the other day. And she goes, have you heard of a quinceañera? I'm like, girl. I performed quinceañeras back in Miami and LA back in the day. Probably one of the only UP DJs that knows what that is. But anyway, that's it for Live at 75 for today. Time for me to go get a haircut because I'm getting gray. I got to, get colored up and everything else, get presentable for Vegas next week for DJ NTV show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Thursday for another edition of your weekday motivational kickstart that is live at 7:55. See you Thursday.
Thanks for watching Live at 7:55. To bring Mitch to speak to your organization, go to MitchTaylor.net. Now go live, impact, value, and engage heart first.